Now we have some of my other favorites that are great for in tea. And I think making yourself just a nice winter warmer tea for the winter months, but blending the bulk herbs and just having it, in a jar in your tea shelf or kitchen is really, really nice. So here we get into more of what I tend to think of as like our mulling spices or chai spices that people tend to just enjoy drinking as tea. So we've got things like cardamom and cinnamon and clove and nutmeg and ginger. Again, these are fantastic herbs. They are, some of them very strong, a little goes a long way. And these make a really, really nice tea that creams very nicely. You add some sort of milk or creamer to it and a little bit of honey. Just makes for a very nice, not just warming to the body, but also there's something, in my experience and many other people I've talked to about these types of herbs, there's also like a comforting, cozy feeling about drinking some nice cinnamon, cardamom, clove, nutmeg tea. And of course, these are herbs that are featured in a lot of classic hot, spiced winter cocktails as well. And my two favorites are the hot toddy and the hot buttered rum. So I like a hot toddy. We do our hot toddy a little different in our house because we try to make it a little more medicinal. So the way I do it is I'll take fresh ginger root and grate that, maybe a tablespoon or so's worth of fresh ginger. I'll squeeze that into the mug. I'll squeeze half a lemon into that, a good portion of honey and a cinnamon stick. And then pour hot water into that. And then, however much whiskey you want to put in there and stir that up really nicely and serve. That is a really, really nice, lemon, ginger, honey, pretty classic combo. That alone is a really great winter warmer tea. Just grated ginger with the juice squeezed in. If you slice the ginger and pour hot water on it, you're not going to really get a very strong ginger flavor. I like to grate it in the small little grater and then squeeze the juice in. That's a really nice way to do it. And then you've got your hot buttered rum, which is more of this blend of cinnamon and cardamom and clove and nutmeg, allspice, things like that, mixed together. And that's generally mixed with butter and a little bit of brown sugar until you get a nice paste. And then, say a tablespoon of that in a mug, hot water, and then however much rum you want to add to that. And that, again, very nice, spiced, oily with all the butter. So you're getting the oils and the spices. And of course, the rum can be absolutely lovely if that's your thing. Of course, there's also mulled wine, where you mull wine with many of these same spices, right? There's a reason, and I mention these because these are herbs that have been used in this context for a really long time and, incorporated not just as teas, but also in, a pleasant alcoholic beverage to drink on a cold, snowy winter night, if that's your thing. I also love holy basil here on a side note. To good tea, warming tea herbs. I really like Tulsi because it tastes good to most people. It's got a very nice, richly aromatic flavor. It's nicely carminative for the GI. It's got some good upper respiratory tract, antimicrobial, antibacterial. It can help clear mucus out of the upper respiratory tract pretty well. And also, Tulsi has this really nice, I would say, kind of relatively mild adaptogenic and nervine effect and nootropic effect that's very, very nice in the winter, especially for people that maybe have to do a lot of intellectual work, thinking, writing, researching, whatever. If you need to use your brain a lot in the wintertime for work, I like incorporating Tulsi into a tea because it's just very nicely for warming you up physically, but also warming you up mentally. I also really like it for people that get a little bit melancholic. I really like a combination of, if people get, say, a little bit of seasonal affective disorder, You have things like Tulsi, St. John's wort, and milky oat seed in a tincture form can be very, very nice base formula for people that maybe get a little melancholic, a little down and out. Of course, taking that alongside ample amounts of vitamin D can be an important part of that protocol as well.